This program was previously recorded. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Porter County Perspective. I'm your host, WDSO News Director Nathan Bunning, and this week my guest is Lisa Stamm, Director of the Westchester Public Library located here in Chesterton, Indiana. Thanks for being with us today, Lisa.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
First, can you tell us a little about yourself, your background, and how long you have held the position of Library Director?
Sure. I grew up in Indiana, and my Master of Library Science degree is from Indiana University. I come from a family of readers and writers, and I've been a public library user since childhood, and I'm naturally a strong supporter of libraries, and I've been in the position of Library Director for 3 years.
How did your past experiences prepare you for taking on this role?
Prior to grad school, I spent numerous years working full-time while putting myself through college part-time. I've worked in wholesale, retail, and corporate environments and have a great deal of experience in staff and project management, customer service, and leadership. Working in various roles in business and other for-profit environments sharpened my management and public service skills before I came to public libraries. And I began my public library career in 2008 as a part-time circulation clerk and graduate assistant while attending grad school full-time. And after graduating, became a full-time reference and outreach librarian for the blind and physically handicapped, followed by several years as an adult reference and programs librarian and assistant department head for teen and adult services. Then as acting branch manager at a large multi-branch system, followed by being assistant director at a large standalone public library with a bookmobile, before directing the Westchester Public Library. And I find that the wide range of experiences I've had both before and while working in libraries really serves me well in my present role.
What drew you to wanting to take on this position at Westchester Public Library?
I like the Duneland area, and I knew I could bring a considerable amount of experience to the role. It really appealed to me that the Westchester Township is a community that shows clear support and consistent support for its library. I also enjoy proximity to Chicago. It's my favorite city, and I have a lot of family and friends there.
Can you explain what your responsibilities are as library director?
Yes. In many ways, my responsibilities are the same as someone running a busy, sizable business. Even though the library is nonprofit and serves the community, we're still a large organization with nearly 70 staff members and 4 buildings and all of the components and intricacies that come with that. I develop and am responsible for the library's $3.7 million budget, and I oversee daily operations as a whole. I lead the functioning, coaching, and evaluation of personnel and management. I write policies and procedures and develop and oversee short and long-term goals and planning for our services and buildings. I ensure that the library develops and follows best practices in the field, that we adhere to state and federal laws, and a significant part of my job is staying aware of and keeping a voice for the library and the community in local and state legislation affecting public libraries. I work with other organizations in the community in collaborations with the library. I manage a constant flow of communication with staff, along with addressing patron issues and patron opportunities. And I compile data and write and present regular reports to the Library Board of Trustees in order to discuss the needs, issues, finances, and activities of the library.
Have you achieved any goals you set upon taking on the library director position, and do you have any new goals you're currently working toward?
Yes, my very first goal before setting foot in the door was to completely redo the library's website, which served its purpose at the time it was made and for many years after, but which was quite outdated by today's standards. Since modern libraries offer abundant physical and digital materials, such as ebooks, a library's website is just as important as its brick and mortar locations. So the website overhaul was a time-consuming but very important project, and it was well received by patrons and staff. There are many other goals I've tackled in my time here that aren't nearly as splashy as a website, but which are equally important, such as updating policies and procedures to get us in line with industry best practices and ensuring that staff have the correct tools and training to meet certification requirements from the Indiana State Library. Newer goals include considerable building projects like a new roof for our Hageman branch and a new HVAC system at our Thomas branch. And I'm currently working on those, along with recently instating a new assistant director, which the library hasn't had for several years, to assist me in running the library, especially through our upcoming building projects.
Can you tell us some history of the library?
Sure, the library was created in 1972 when Westchester Township merged with the town of Porter to establish a system to serve all of the township residents. Construction of the library began in 1973, and in 1975, the Thomas branch in Chesterton and the Hageman branch in Porter opened to the public. About 20 years after that, the library purchased a building 1 block from the Thomas branch and remodeled it to contain a public meeting room plus office space and workspace for library staff, along with a dedicated space to house the Adult Learning Center. The library also operates the Westchester Township History Museum as an educational offering to the community, and we've operated the museum from the Brown Mansion on Porter Avenue since 2005.
Could you tell us what the library's vision and missions are?
Yes, the library's mission is to be a dynamic library, providing free and unprejudiced access to the knowledge and information to improve the quality of life, learning, and the economy of the community. And its vision is that the citizens of the library district receive the education, instruction, and social support they need to be able to compete and succeed in the modern world.
What individual branches make up the Westchester Public Library, and what roles do they play within the Westchester Public Library system?
The Thomas branch in Chesterton is the main largest location, and the Hageman branch is a small neighborhood branch in Porter, and the museum is the library's 3rd public location. Both branches offer all sorts of materials to be borrowed, along with programs and activities, and the museum serves the community and its visitors through local historical, genealogical, and research opportunities and activities.
How does one apply for a library card?
You can get a library card online through our website or in person at either the Thomas or Hageman branches by showing your state identification with your current address.
What types of media are available to check out once a library card is granted?
We have lots and lots of materials for all ages: books, audiobooks, magazines, toys, board games, DVDs, video games, language courses, and other educational media, and of course, e-versions of almost all of these same materials.
What types of services does your library card give you access to?
With your library card, you can access our collection of circulating materials, both physical and digital. Our doors are open to everyone to visit and participate in our activities, use our public computers and our makerspace, all of that with or without a card. Although, of course, we want everyone to have a library card so that they can borrow our materials for their enrichment and enjoyment. We also offer customized homebound delivery services for those who are unable to physically visit the library.
Does the Westchester Public Library have any upcoming events you would like to tell us about? And how can listeners find out more about upcoming events they would like to know about?
Yeah, the library has events year-round, including story times for babies and children, expert-led programs for adults, engaging young adult programs, live music, movies, and more. And while a lot of indoor activities were temporarily stopped because of the pandemic, we modified nearly everything to be able to offer programs in different versions, such as takeaway craft kits and virtual live programs and holding programs outdoors. We haven't stopped working to keep the patrons engaged and inspired, and summer reading is coming up, and that's a great opportunity for all ages to read their way to prizes while it's hot outside. And patrons can find out more about everything we do and offer by calling us, by stopping in, or by visiting our website at www.wpl.lib.in.us.
What age groups does the library host programming for? And can you give us an example of the types of resources and programming available to them?
Sure. As I mentioned, we offer programming for all age groups, and one example is programming for young adults. We've got several crafts and programs coming up in April for young adults, such as homemade candles using wax and crayons, watching K-pop music videos together with a raffle to win K-pop photo albums, an online challenge to create a road trip of incredible sites to compete with your friends' road trips, making infinity photo cubes, making relaxation kits with bubble wrap, mint tea, and other special ingredients, and making feather bookmarks out of washi tape. We also have lots of online and downloadable materials for young adults, like e-graphic novels, ebooks, enhanced novels, e-audiobooks, and videos.
What do you believe makes the Westchester Public Library particularly special?
Our team, the Westchester Public Library and Township History Museum team, makes the library special. They are smart, caring, dedicated, and they work hard to make the library experience great for all of our patrons and visitors. Their skills and creativity are also what make the library collection of materials and programs so strong. We hear comments all the time, and I mean all the time, from patrons about how much they enjoy all of the things that we offer. Westchester Public Library staff are behind all of that.
Can you tell us a little about your virtual library of both ebooks and audiobooks and how they are accessed?
Yes, our virtual library is accessible through our website with your library card number. On our homepage, we have direct access buttons to Hoopla and Overdrive for ebooks, e-movies, e-music, and e-magazines. And we also have a full page within our website called Virtual Library that has access to all of our digital materials and databases, including Teen Book Cloud, Tumble Books for Kids, Ancestry.com, Novelist for finding author and series read-alikes, and Inspire and EBSCO databases to research everything from art to biographies, home improvement to nutrition and health, science to digital newspapers, consumer reports to Rosetta Stone to learn languages, and a whole lot more.
Can you offer some tips which would allow residents to fully utilize the Westchester Public Library's resources? And what can you think of that listeners might not know about?
For tips to fully utilize the library, I'd say come in and walk around, look at everything we have, and strike up a conversation with our helpful staff. Many times, just walking past our materials or displays, and we have some truly wonderful displays made by some very talented staff, will spark something in you. And just like that, you're on a new journey or down a wonderful rabbit hole of exploration and imagination. Exploring all the pages of our website will also show residents what we offer, including our programs calendar and how to access digital materials to take with you on your phone and other devices. We also keep an active Facebook page where we frequently list our programs, library news, and other activities. And the Westchester Township History Museum has created a series of very popular videos about the history of Duneland and some of its famous residents, such as Diana of the Dunes, and that's on the library's YouTube channel, which is also accessible right from our homepage.
Why do you believe libraries are important to the community?
Libraries are crucial to leveling the playing field for everyone. We reliably provide reputable information, resources, services, and programs that make it possible for people to expand their worlds in countless ways. Libraries are a long-standing and powerful mechanism for community and camaraderie. Where else can anyone walk into a building, find thousands of engaging, educational, and inspiring materials to borrow, with knowledgeable and personable staff to assist them, plus computers and tech support available, alongside their neighbors and fellow community members, already paid for by their tax dollars? Libraries make communities. We support everyone, and there's never a fee to walk in the door and access our countless offerings, enjoy yourself while finding a new book to read, run into a neighbor or make a new friend, participate in an entertaining, hands-on, and educational program, have face-to-face interactions with our friendly staff, watch your children experience the wonder of story time, or all of the above.
Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you would like to tell us about the Westchester Public Library?
Westchester Public Library is at your fingertips. All you have to do is visit us in person or online to see how easily the library can become a permanent and positive addition to your world.
All right, that is going to wrap things up for this week's edition of Porter County Perspective. This week, my guest was Lisa Stamm of the Westchester Public Library. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me to talk with you today. I've enjoyed it, and we'll see you at the library.
Of course, be sure to visit the Westchester Public Library. This is Nathan Bunning, WDSO News Director, signing off.